Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 88 of the Sitcast, aka the Siblings in Cardboard podcast. I'm your host, Noah, joined by my buddies slash co-hosts, Thomas and Justin. Donnie's out there, he's just rocking the school, he says hi. Whether you're a veteran card gamer or a first-timer just testing the waters, we are all siblings in cardboard. Guys, serious question though, seriously. Actually, two. Number one, are you ready for a super slam? And then number two... did you guys actually think when you watched it that was a classic constructed set? Because I didn't think so. I was actually super fooled by it. No joke.
I did.
I saw them in Marvels and I said, this can't be a CC set.
It seemed pretty clear that they were going back to the deathmatch arena. They kind of create their locales, and they've been trying to do like one set a year or every year and a half or so for each locale.
I like caught the chat before and people like talking about it and the amount of talk that there was around it. I was like, okay, this has to be a core set. What's all the thing?
I like they said the Warrior is so bad that they're not going to invite him back.
Isn't that crazy, dude? Isn't that crazy that there's just?
I think
Stop.
I think they learned. I think they learned they can either do 2 talents or 3 classes. That's their choices.
Yeah. Instead of doing 3 classes, they did 2 talents because they said, no, I'm not going to do Warrior. Well, to be fair, yeah. Warrior did just hit and hunted, so... But it always feels like Warrior could use more cards. Like...
Yeah. But Warrior, I don't know.
And maybe there are Warrior cards. There could always be 3 classes, there's 2 talents. Like...
Well, there's 31 expansion cards. There's probably going to be some Warrior cards.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Maybe this is going to have some weird new challenger approaches thing, and that's the Warrior.
You want to know a weird new challenger approaching? Super rare rarity coming back. It's a weird new challenger.
One time only. I don't know why.
It's a gimmick.
It's a weird, like, I get it. It's got to be like certain cards. They don't want to show up a certain amount in draft.
Yes, it can only have
super rares.
That too. That's actually a really good a good one. Yeah.
Because like Majestics then could be like super bomby, and super rares are less bomby, but because you want them to show up more often.
I was gonna say because you want them to be a little more frequent, not rare frequent, but like these are defining cards. I think because the probably that the cheer boo whatever we could get into it's probably gonna have a little bit of a harder time of getting activated all the time. You know, like I would assume so. You're gonna need some of those charm cards. We'll talk about it. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Big news, big flesh and blood news.
Yeah.
Nothing got banned though.
Yeah, that was I completely agree with the BNR. I don't think we have enough data from Gravy to know if he needs to be toned down at all yet. If he even does. So I didn't expect anything to get banned.
That screamed to me if Gravy came out of the gates and won like 10 national championships and both battle hardens. They would have touched him, but they didn't need to. So they're not going to right now. Good job, LSS. But I appreciate having that window. That's like a really good thing to have.
Yeah, they got it done with, so it's way better than the experience we had with US Nats going into ProTour Singapore. Like, we know what the meta is. Everything is known. I think we're going to see some of the best, highest end competition at ProTour Singapore. I think it's going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah. And a good mix too. I think we're going to have a really good meta. Good spread, and some just good overall play where you don't feel like one deck's kind of just taking advantage of others. So like, there's going to be those polarizing matchups, but it should be a good representation.
We'll see. Anyways, how's you guys' week's been?
Busy, I guess.
Yeah.
Coming back from vacation for a week, so just a lot of catching up. Work has been pretty, I would say, fun, because there's just been a lot of cool things to work on. But I am really tired already, and it's only Wednesday. Luckily, it's a 4-day week for us, for a lot of us in the United States, since July 4th is on a Friday.
Oof. Yeah, I'm working this Saturday to make up for Friday, so unlucky me.
Well,
Yeah. But it is what it is.
yeah.
But it's fine. I've been busy as well. It's basically, if I'm not working, I'm working on my house right now. So the only games of Flesh and Blood I've played in the past week have been the 2 armories since we last recorded.
Hey man, you got like 3 games in the first round.
Yeah, so last night, paired into Puffin round 1. And it's just like the most aggroest matchup to ever aggro. And his turn 2 had 4 cogs and 3 dovetails. 2 dovetails? 3 dovetails. No, 2 dovetails and something else. It was like a Zeppelin or something.
Wow.
And he just like rocked my socks off on that turn. He won that game. But I won the other 2 because I did Domicilio stuff and had a lot of fun.
I did Dash IO.
That was fun.
I did Dash IO things, and then it got to round 3, and I got paired into Andrew Lorenz, and he was playing Slippy, and I'm like, I'm not running Dissolving Shields. I'm only running 1 null time zone. I don't want to play this matchup. I'm gonna go home. So is
it really that bad?
It is if you're unprepped for it, because that new card that's like a 0 for 3 on hit, steal an item. Like that card is messed up. In Mario, it's not a big deal, right? Because they have to kind of commit a lot to making it work. But when Slippy does it, he can kind of just throw it anywhere in his turn. And if you guess whether he's got an attack reaction or not wrong, then you kind of just lose your entire turn, and you lose a Teklo core. Like,
yeah, that's rough. That's super rough. I'd never even thought about that.
So not running Dissolving Shield at the moment. So the cool thing about Dissolving Shield is it allows you to like throw a piece of gear and maybe 1 card in, and then the Dissolving Shield's just floating there. Now he has to commit the attack reaction, or the Dissolving Shield just sits there and floats to the next attack, right? So you have some counterplay, and then when you run null time zones, you have some counterplay too. Like you can just call out take up the mantle and stuff to keep him from like playing take up the mantle from hand. You can call like if you get marked and you're just like, the only thing I can't do here is lose a card out of hand, you could call Mark of the Black Widow. Yeah, those kind of things. But yeah, I don't have any of that. So I said, I've got a long drive home. I'm going to get my 2 packs in my jetpack and
just go.
Yeah. I've decided
my last.
Was your last? Okay. I think I've decided, as much as I love Dash IO, I like to have interaction. And Dash IO's interaction is I'm doing a lot of damage. Like, that's not the interaction I go for anymore.
Fair enough.
You want a more methodical approach.
My last round of the armory was against another Dio, and for the last 2 weeks, like, my only losses have been to Dio and the Puffin in the first one, but I won the 2 out of 3, so I'll take it. But he starts out, I go first, and then his first turn, he just pulls a null time zone off the top, calls Gone in a Flash. He plays that thing out, and on the turn that it's about to expire, he just arsenals a card. And then the next turn when it expires, he just starts the turn, or he like goes through the whole turn, ends the turn on null time zone, calling Gone in a Flash again. We got there because I drew like good math hands, and he kind of bricked. But I had to block with 2 different Gone in a Flashes, and either of them would have been a 40 damage turn.
Null time zone's pretty good in this Cilio.
It's insane.
You get to play your Gone in a Flash 1 time out of Arsenal, and that's it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. There was a line I could have taken where I could have kept one of them to eventually tuck it in Arsenal to do like bounce with sigil stuff, but I decided to go against that line and just be more aggressive. So, but we got there.
Was that against the new Dio player, or is it against Sean?
Yeah, the new Dio player.
Okay.
He drew 2 max Vs and a throttle at one point.
You're not supposed to run throttle and max V at the same time. Like,
I think he learned a valuable lesson then. Or was it zipper hit? What's the one cost one is zipper hit, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So he drew 2 max Vs and a zipper hit.
Oh, okay.
So it was like,
it's okay to run red throttle in longer matchups, because it's just better than one. Twin drive. But yeah, Cilio's not one. Just run the twin drive and go.
Yeah. He just like I remember him having to pitch a Max V to play the zipper hit, and then pitch another Max V to I think pull an item off the top or something. It was like super awkward, and that got me back into the game.
Yeah, that's why I like and dislike Max V. It is a 2-card 10 that only costs 1 card from deck, but sometimes it's a red 3 block.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a smidgen of pitch and I'll rule the world. And you're like looking at this Max V. If only I had a Techno core out.
Yeah, but that's the downside to it. The card's cracked. Max V.
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, it's actually starting to slowly get worse and worse as like power level kind of catches up to it. Like, look at Felling in the Crown. Felling in the Crown's just better than Max V in literally every way.
Yeah, without the hoops.
It's a much easier hoop, and it's a 2-card 11 over.
Even when 10. It's not completely online. It's a 2-card 7 that interacts with your opponent in a way they don't want to interact.
Yeah, the fail state of the card is still good, where the fail state of Max V is.
Well, okay, Max V's in its name. You're going so good that you're at maximum velocity. Like, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. When you're rolling hot, you're rolling Max V.
Dude, I don't know. I'm constantly thinking of cutting the card because it's only 2 points left in the red throttle.
Just
roll hotter.
Did Rolling Man do anything to the market by chance? The guy who rolls some dice. Has anything happened?
Wait, it's the guy that rolls dice?
I mean, I would consider playing Rolling Thunder and Tough Nut. Like, if you're going to ever play Rolling Thunder, it's going to be on him, right? You don't know what Rolling Thunder is? You like BIPOX? And all these blue do-nothings?
Oh, no, we're going to have to talk about that.
I know what Rolling Thunder is. What I'm asking is I didn't realize that guy rolls dice.
By the way, Noah, you're right. Vipox is finally playable. Like, you can do your market minute and we can just go on about this. But I bet you Vipox went up a little bit. I'm going to go look. I'm going to go spoil it for myself. But you should do the thing you're supposed to do before you talk about
Well, hold on. I was really caught blindsided that one of the new heroes rolls dice. We'll talk about that later.
No, he doesn't.
One of them's a KO. He's just a KO, so he gets access to all the KO specs, and all the KO specs roll dice.
The only KO that rolls dice is Berserker Run. He's the real one. All right, anyway, before we talk about these cards, there's something very serious we got to do. We got to talk about the affiliate links. So if any of these cards we're about to talk about are something you'd like to pick up, or we're already thinking about picking up cards in general, you can use our TCG affiliate link. You can just click it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to sign in, log in, nothing. There's no 3 wacky digits, anything of that nature. You just go right on the TCG player, buy the cards the way you would. It's just a 3% kickback, and we would be super appreciative. And thank you so much if you end up doing that. Also, there's some affiliate links for dice, sleeves, binders, things of that nature as well, the big streamer dice. So feel free to check out any of the links in the description. And as always, if you do, thank you. Yeah, I mean, the markets, okay, well, I had this game planned out, right? First of all, we're going to talk about some cards that are going up, and then some, like cards that are just way too expensive for no reason. But we're going to put Team Guardian and Team Brute. Which do you think got more of a whoa price hike?
Dude, Guardians have to be like sitting high right now. There's 2 Guardian sets coming out, right?
Right, maybe.
And one of them has a Marvel Rock.
Okay, Marvel Rock definitely went nuts, and that's because people actually think that deck is going to be playable. And unless they do something wild in the next set, I don't think that deck is going to be playable. People will play it.
It will be, if there will be a set that it is playable in, it'll be the set.
Oh, I'm just waiting for barraging, beat down, activate hero power rock. It's
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely running 9 barraging beatdowns and Tough Nut. Like, I can guarantee. There's like, oh man.
Okay, that's terrifying. I didn't even think of that until just now. But anyway, so I think it's Brute because the the waifu guardian doesn't really seem to want to do anything with the older cards besides maybe imposing visage, and Liath, Mini Main.
Lord
Mini
Farquaad, Victor
Yeah,
Farquaad.
So like, is this at WWE or is it Shrek?
Dude, it totally makes me think of Shrek, because like Pleiades could be Fiona, Tough Nut's definitely Shrek. Like Lion is Farquaad. I don't know, KO's KO. Like Tough Nut's definitely Shrek.
Maybe the dragon, if like you're doing it from the first.
The lion is the dragon. I don't know. True. I don't know where we put Donkey in here.
Yeah, but anyways, but like he doesn't really synergize with the Mini Main. Doesn't really synergize with any of the Guardian cards that well. I mean, so like, I think it's just Brute. I think Brute went through the ceiling.
Unless they give him something to use that extra resource on, other than like the shield. I think he's kind of bad.
We'll talk about it. But anyways, so I think Team Brute went way up.
Show me Team Brute. Agree with that or disagree with that?
I'm going with Guardian. I'm going with Guardian.
Okay. I mean, overall, the bigger focus is Team Brute.
Let's go.
I mean, so
doesn't surprise me.
I'll explain this. It's really weird. Somehow the Guardians are all different in a way, but also so like polarizingly different that they have like a weird specific pool of cards that they play that would be just to them. Like you're not getting Starstruck and Victor. You know what I mean? Like there's some of the crossover of those crazy cards is just completely limited. So Brute has the deeper, wider, more of a generic just Brute pool. That I think, I don't know if people just know what to do with the Guardians yet. Mastery Pack might shake things up and things start falling in place as to how all this connects. But looking at Team Brute, we'll just click through. Some of these we already have, so we'll skip when we get to. But let's start with everybody's favorite question, Marvel Rock. What are we thinking?
150.
I haven't.
And it went.
What was it before?
It's like
can I get what it was before? It was 80 before.
We can get before. So
what can I get before?
As of July 1st, one sold for, this is Marvel, for $67. That was July 1st.
170-ish. Give me 170-ish. And probably on the higher side of that.
Yeah, I said 160.
At least 170.
160? Okay. 145 with a sale at 150.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Not surprising.
People have wanted this meme weapon to work forever.
Nobody should be surprised. Be real here. Okay. But you guys should all be thanking that I've been talking about Brutes now for I don't know how long, because I told you we were going back somehow. Some people are upset we're not going back to the Savage Lands, but we'll get into that. There's some weird why not X heroes, a lot of chants in the chat and some of the comments on the video, so we'll talk. The armor's going up, no surprise. Scowling Fleshbag, Apex Bonebreaker, both selling really hot. I mean, like not to the point where they're like groundbreakingly high, but Savage Sash?
Yeah. I bet that's really expensive.
That's a really good one to get.
It comes from the Armory deck.
It's $39.
Yep, $39.
That, I kind of hope they reprint this in this set.
They have to.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I hope they do.
Because like they don't have.
That's such a core.
They're not losing product now because the product is basically sold out.
Right, they're not making Armory deck KO anymore, so they might as well just make a lower rarity or something of that nature and put it in there, or the same rarity, and just call it a day, and give it some kind of.
No, they do the non-foil. There's not a non-foil version of this. They just print the non-foil. You get the foil from the deck. You get the cold foil from the Judge Pack. You get the non-foil from this set. Easy. And then they don't violate any of their printing policies.
Oh, wait, is Savage Sash Rainbow Foil in the armor deck?
All of the Majestic equipment's rainbow foil.
Oh, well, then
in the armor
perfect.
deck.
Yeah, absolutely. You just make it.
Yeah, you just make a non-foil.
You just make it common. Okay.
Because then your foil version is still probably around $40. It might go down a little bit. And then your cold foil version, and then you have your non-foil version
Well,
that's
they're
actually
not
accessible.
going to care because Savage Sash foil is from an armory deck, so it's being kind of warped that it's even being sold solo. So I think them printing a common actually fixes that problem too, and they still already made money off of the armory decks. So it's all good.
I'm guessing it would drop to around 20 to 25 for the rainbow foil, which seems reasonable. Like if you're trying to do your like semi bling out, not spend $450 on a judge card.
Yeah.
How much is Savage Sash cold foil?
Probably a lot. So Apex Bonebreaker
$275.
It's actually not as much as I thought. Thought it'd be a little higher. $80 at foil right now. Rainbow foil looks like the first cold foil is $96. So just a little bit of an upswing, but we knew that was going to happen from like the 60s up to about the 80s. So that is the gloves, the Brute gloves, Scowling Flesh Bag, kind of the same boat. Wildly being bought obviously after the reveal, and this one a little bit less of a bump. It's more of like 53, and now we're in the upwards of like 70.
Dude, I always forget how good Brute equipment is until you call them out. Sash, Bonebreaker, and Flesh Bag are like...
Hold on, it gets even crazier, right? Because
Scabs, that's right.
What do you think we're going to talk about
leathers.
next? Possibly the second best, like, what is it? Like, Grasp of the Arknights, and then Battle Forge Bracers and like Scabs are all kind of the same thing. That 2 Battle Worn, just wildly OP equipment. So this definitely deserves to be in a tier of its own with those.
Scabs, Grasp, and Foundry Heart are like the 3 to me that are just like heinously better than the rest.
Like both the Brute boots are good. The Scab skins and then the ones that you could break once.
Yeah. Brute does not have a equipment issue.
No.
They have we do vanilla 6 2-card 6, and that's it a lot of times.
Until they're rolling hot.
Well, I mean, that's why KO's good, because usually his floor is 2-card 8 instead.
Yeah. But anyways, how much are Scabs?
They were $30.
They are $45.
Yes.
Oh, that's not terrible. Okay.
Not
Good
bad.
little bump, though.
We already told you they were criminally low at 30, though. Good told you that. So hopefully you got yourself a pair. I mean, not criminally low, just a good deal.
I mean, I don't think these can be really power crept. So
No.
It's so tough. Action
Ooh,
point
what
economy?
are they going to print for Brute equipment?
That's tough, right? Because they have it all.
I think there's mainly going to be a focus on revered and reviled equipment, just because we don't really need to, because Guardian has solid equipment as well.
Brute, yeah, I see what you're saying. Brute doesn't need.
Yeah,
It doesn't need to say Brute. It doesn't need to say Guardian. Guardian already has like what? You got 6 pairs of boots now that are all good.
No, Guardian would love a good pair of boots, and
Guardian
would love a good
still
headpiece.
doesn't have like a crazy pair of boots.
Yeah, like if you made a Guardian boot or Guardian headpiece, I think they'd be over the moon.
the new ones were
Quick
like
dodge
just
flexors
better.
are generic.
Oh, yeah.
I
it's
would
like-
maybe make.
And even then, those aren't great. They're okay.
I guess a Guardian chest piece that interacts in some way other than the way Savage Sash works. That's it. Because Savage Sash is really the only... sorry, not Guardian. Brute. Savage Sash is really the only Brute chest piece. Like, otherwise it's Tunic or Husk if you're playing Leviat.
Yeah.
So, my guess is chest piece. My guess is I think that they think it's funny that there aren't good Guardian boots, so we're going to get a headpiece. And then
just never let Guardians have what they want.
I mean, they skip leg day. They're all up here. Ooh.
I mean, what are we
I can
calling
see
it?
that.
Valda definitely doesn't skip leg day.
Oh, she definitely she has
No.
never missed a leg day in her life.
I mean, the Valda Armory deck is going to have boots in it.
oh, she has an armory deck?
I thought she did. Am
Did
I
I
wrong?
miss that?
Maybe she
I
doesn't.
know they gave the new
She has a
Guardian
set.
Hero,
Okay. There's a
See,
set.
New Hero has the.
New Hero gets an arm reset, but not full.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways, so
Okay, yeah, Pleiades, but it's probably going to be revered, right?
yeah,
Revered
it's all
Guardian
revered stuff. Yeah. Anyways,
So
anything
swing
else on the
big.
market?
Absolutely, swing big. You should have seen it coming.
How much?
Should have seen it. Should have seen it coming. No, lots of swing bigs are selling. 26 for non-foils, 30 for foils. Swing big.
ooh,
That's not even its peak, right?
No, its peak was pretty crazy, but
Yeah.
but it's definitely up a little bit. It is 15, 16. Swing big was always stagnant at around the 18-ish, 17-ish for non-foil and like 2025 for foil because Everfest is
Ooh.
just not being pumped out.
Well, I think I
Okay.
think Swing Big's peak was around $30, so it shot right back to it.
can I add a card to the market minute here for a second? Because I looked it up out of curiosity. Imposing Visage is $9.11, and it is at the lowest it's been since April. It's the lowest it's been in 3 months, 6 months, since February of this year, like when it was $7. That is a card that Pleiades is going to play.
Yeah.
She is the Aura Guardian, and that is going to be a core card for her.
Get it while it's hot.
This card is really good in Pleiades.
Yeah.
Like just looking at it, okay. So
Like
let's
her
just think
auras
about the
could cost
floor.
3, and you don't care. Like
Right,
you get to
right.
tutor the best card in your deck.
You tutor the best card of your deck, and I'm sure that they're going to make a lot of the auras do something when they leave play. So you like use Imposing Visage, get your best aura for the situation, play it, then you play her charm and bounce it back to your hand. Get a blue that you could then pitch to continue your turn, or like I said, you're like moving the confidence counters or whatever it is around between the auras.
She has suspense counters.
Suspense, yeah, suspense.
Yeah.
So is this?
Still mini game.
It's like Steam. I bet it's like Steam counters, except you want it to leave instead of wanting it to stay. Guarantee that's how
I
it
don't
is.
I don't know. Like I've tried to theory craft it a little bit, and I landed on it could be like 4 different things.
There's gonna be something that's like
But-
suspense 2 when it leaves play. Your next attack gets like +4 dominate, and when it hits the next attack your opponent plays gets like -4 or something.
It works
So-
the flavor, right? She's like
Do we
the
want-
headliner. She's building up suspense, and then she's gonna.
And it could be like when this is in play, like your cards have 1 less defense or something.
All right, we're gonna slam through the rest of this like rapid, so we can get to just kind of talking about this because I think it's gonna be a fun conversation. I have a Ophidia, out of control, 525. Don't touch it. Just figure it out. Try and find somebody that's not sitting on. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's because of gravy, right?
Somebody just
Yeah, it's
has
gravy.
like 400
4
of them.
gravy
There-
lists this past
there's-
weekend, all one with I.
There's really not a lot of Ophidias if you think about it in the world. Okay, first and
Yeah.
foremost, and then like Rainbow Foil, and then it's old, and then some people have like 100. So like it's a problem. Like there's not a lot of Ophidias. Just kind of bypass that one. Savor Bloodshed, out of control. $35 right now. Don't even know why. Just zoom.
Card is
Assassin
crazy
card.
good though.
Card's cracked. but-
No, it's Assassin Warrior.
Oh, Assassin
Yeah,
Warrior.
card's good, but it's not that great.
That still doesn't make any sense. I mean, who's starting to use it? Dory? No, I don't think so.
Wait, hold on. The card is insane. It's
Saber
snatched with go again built in. The card is wild.
Saber's good.
And
Like,
it
don't get me
blocks
wrong.
3. Like
Actually, you know
No,
what?
no,
Not
Saber's
true.
a power card. Like
That's-
I get it, but
Never
I'm
mind,
not,
that's pretty
like,
wild.
it's the strongest card in Iraqi Marionette by far.
Take a look at TCG. There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 listings. Like what?
and then
happened?
I actually don't know. I guess maybe
Has it
more
just
people
been slowly climbing, and there's
It-
just not enough hunted being open right now because of
well, okay.
the high
100
seas?
cards have always had pretty good value, and
True.
that is short printed just like high seas is. Like we're supposed to get the next run like this week, right? So
Apparently, High Seas came out again, like another refresh because some places had it. In fact, speak of it, I got someone from the Max right there.
well, guess who
So-
didn't play Saber Bloodshed? New. Guess who does? Both the
Literally the
Arachnes.
rest of them.
So anyone
assassin
who
players
was
moving
playing
over.
new who wants to play
Gotcha.
the other assassins, this is literally this is the card you get back in the game with when you're behind. You play Savor Bloodshed and you swing at your opponent with a Kiss of Death, and they're like, "Oh,
Wah-wah.
Okay, that makes sense. Claw Vinsecrai, $22. It's pretty crazy. It's probably got the hunted tax on it as well, or Vinserakai, sorry. Always
I still need to
butcher
get
that
one of
name.
those."
Balance of Justice, weirdly, hasn't gone up. A lot of brutes, right? 2 more brutes in the meta, maybe Blood Rush Bellows. I don't know. Think about it. It's 117 right now, 120, well, lightly played, 124 Rainbow Foil, and we haven't forgotten about Team Guardian, except for Team Guardian, really, the only thing that got any looks was Grandeur. Kind of was floating around 140, 150, and it just popped up a little bit to 174. Stalagmite's still at 105. But none of the equipment really did a jump like you would think. So, Guardians again, just weird.
Only equipment to have an eye on is Rampart of the Rand's head. Everything else is whatever.
Yeah, because
But
Rampart is the only good thing for Lyeth right now, right?
Yep, Mini Man really likes it.
It's $50, 50, 55. So I mean, it's very stable price. But that's it. That's all I got. Rolling Thunder though, still no. Like people bought Rolling Thunder though. Just to end on that, people bought a lot of Rolling Thunders, but it did not like
now,
go up.
But then when?
Right.
A Vipox did not go up in price, by the way.
It's okay. It will eventually. I'm not even worried about it.
I mean, we literally have a hero that has a hero power that says +5 to Vipox at instant speed. I mean, that
If it's gonna happen, it's happening.
Nothing's gonna do it.
Listen, we're going to get some people booing KO. We're going to get some free Vigor tokens. We're going to turn a blue and a Vipox into a 6. And
A 6 on hit, take
good.
4 more.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be a 2-card 10. Because we somehow got booed out of nowhere.
So,
Vipox is real.
4
Seriously.
pitch for 10 damage is what Guardians do. And Guardian isn't good, so I still don't think Vipox is good.
Hey, you be quiet. We'll figure it out.
Okay, before we get too into the next set, you want to talk about Nats?
Yeah. I just linked. We have the results from this past weekend.
Yeah, it flipped.
What do you mean? Oh, that Syndra and Gravy?
Syndra has only got 1 win, and then Gravy is up at the top. But notably, Arachne slipped through the cracks is up there too.
Yep.
How does Arachne slip through the cracks winning nationals?
So for those who are having to listen to us, this past weekend we had 15, I believe it was. It might have been 12. Math is hard and I don't feel like counting at the moment.
I think it's 15.
Yeah, we had 3 Slippies win, 3 Gravies win, 2 Prisms win, and then 1 of each Verdant, Vincent, Arachne Marionette, Syndra, Dio, Kano, and Katsu. Katsu won 1. Katsu.
Really
Anyways, but
interesting.
yeah, I'm curious at that one. I got to pull it up and see what country so I can find the list.
2 ninja wins, 4 assassin wins, 5 illusionist wins.
If you look, so someone else made a
joke.
Excel.
You just went
Oh, sorry,
past it.
I missed it. Sorry,
I said
I'm trying to
5
find something.
I said
Here.
5 illusionist wins.
5. Who's? Oh, Gravy. Yeah,
Gravy's the illusionist for sure.
he is for sure an illusionist. Yes.
You're saying about data?
counts. Yeah. Someone put the data together, and I was looking at it, and basically it was like Syndra's kept losing to Slippies. Is kind of
That
how
matchup is cursed.
Really, it's that bad for Syndra?
Yeah. Like, she hates seeing either of the
Interesting.
Arachnes. It's really bad.
Yeah, so each of the Slippy finals
see that.
was Slippy versus Cilio, Slippy versus Syndra, played a Syndra the round before as well, and then Slippy into Dio, and then played a Syndra the round before. So, yeah. So, it was like I guess just make it to top 8 and find the Syndras and win. I've heard the Gravy matchup is good, or like fine. The data has been showing that Slippy has been trending upwards for a while. It's one of your highest percentage win decks over this national season. I don't know why. I don't understand the vision. I just don't. But it's a deck that needs to be respected, clearly. It keeps winning. It keeps doing well.
Slippy is better at killing Sawbones than Mario is. That's notable. But other than that, I feel like they're about the same. But Mario picked up a win too, so there's always a chance that it's an anomaly that Slippy picked up 3 wins. We'll have to see with week 3.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it personally, outside of maybe the Syndra matchup. But that's also because I really have kind of just ignored Slippy since he came out. It came out. Since that hero came out. So it's about time that I'm going to have to actually start paying attention to them.
Yeah,
but
especially if you're trying to play a Cilio.
Yeah, no kidding. But Gravy finally had his breakout weekend because he also won the Battle Harden of the Battle on the Bayou, Blood on the Bayou as well. It was a Gravy mirror in the finals where they were playing 79 of the same cards.
Wait, what's the one card different?
One of them was playing 2 Limpet and one of them was playing a Throw Caution to the Wind or an Amulet of Echoes.
Okay. Such a
Yeah.
small difference. Now, which one won? Was it the Limpet or the Amulet Echoes?
Amulet of Echoes won. So they must have seen an Acilio at some point during the tournament and they get to win because of it. Which, if you ever have too many Acilios in your area and you just want to get all of them off of Acilio immediately, you just register Amulet of Echoes. Put 3 of them in your deck. Because that card says it's an item.
That's really mean. You're right, though.
It's so mean.
Wait.
It's so mean.
Man, Amulet Echoes is pretty good.
Yeah, into Acilio, it's the best thing you could be doing.
Yeah.
What does that card do?
If you play 2 of the same card.
Yeah, you can finally break it, and then it says discard 2 cards. Your opponent has to discard 2 cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go Gone in a Flash, bounce it, Gone in a Flash. You immediately break Amulet of Echoes there. The last 2 cards in my hand, just gone. I didn't want to play them anyways.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Acilio's a really bad matchup for Gravy, so I can see why they're playing it. There was a really funny game on stream this past weekend at the UK Nats. That was this past weekend? 2 weekends ago? I don't remember which one. But anyways, the UK Nats of an Acilio Gravy game where the Gravy draws the Amulet of Echoes and then he gets mind warped on that exact turn. And you see him just like look up to the sky and just be like, James, why did you betray me here? And as he has to shuffle his Amulet of Echoes back into his deck. It was really funny.
At least it's to shuffle back into deck and not put it on bottom. You still have a chance to draw it.
Mm-hmm. So anyways. But we've consistently seen Gravy Syndra Verdance, if you look at the top 8 data, those 3 are like your big standouts on the number of top 8s. Mm-hmm. Slippy has 11 top 8s, but 4 wins. So if they get to top 8, they convert at a crazy high clip.
What about Prism?
But Prism has your 3rd most top 8s at 13. But it goes Verdance at 26, Gravy at 22, Syndra at 25 top 8s, and then Prism at 11. Prism at 13. So it kind of drops off.
So Verdance had a lot of top 8s, just not a lot of conversions into wins.
Yeah, Verdance.
There's only one winner. So.
Well, no, just what's the data correlation is there a deck that's on par with her amount of top 8s that would be beating her up?
Syndra.
Okay.
And then Gravy as well.
So she definitely don't want to see either one of those.
Yeah, so if you look at the next,
can give her trouble sometimes too.
Yeah, she's I think she's slightly unfavored in a Syndra and the Gravy matchup. I've talked to too many people about that matchup. Some people say it's free for the Verdant. Some people say it's free for the Gravy. I've heard it's a 50-50. I've heard it all.
It's an 80-80.
That's it's both an 80-80 and a 20-20. It's crazy. But either way, Verdance is not, the stats show that like Verdance is unfavored in that matchup, but she kind of bullies the rest of the field. So she's like the you must be this tall to ride the ride deck.
That's true. And all Earth heroes are like that, but it's funny because Florian went from being the hottest sauce in the cabinet to just garbage. Like Gravy Bones said, Florian, you suck, and he said, "Dang, you're right. I guess I'm not playing anymore.
Well,
I'm taking my ball and going home," said Florian. When Gravy came out.
The Germinate ban didn't necessarily help that, obviously, but
I don't think the Germinate ban really did it. I think Clav and Sarakai and Burn Bear did it. And then Gravy being printed. Like, you already had a like tough 50-50-ish matchup in Verdance. Get a crazy card for the matchup. And Everbloom Life, so now they have more Earth cards to decompose. Syndra randomly just got 5 to 6 extra health in the matchup, and then Gravy is just your worst nightmare.
I mean, they'll probably create some more power Earth cards for Florian. I think they're just always worried that
I would love it.
That the arcane portion will always outweigh the Earth, where the Earth is like not gimmick disruption, but like the disruption, but all the damage is being pushed from the arcane, and they kind of want it to be more of a balance where like you feel like you're more of an earthy arcane. Because the Scepter of Pain deck was silly. Like that's just like I have these cards that disrupt, and I'm just gonna throw them while I stack my rune chance. Like it.
Yeah, that deck was
There's
obnoxious.
There's an identity to that hero that I think they really want to see a little bit more, than that.
Gravy evaporates that deck.
Yeah, Gravy and Syndra both just keck that deck.
And the new card that they introduced for Arachne also evaporates that deck.
New card.
Yeah, the one where you take
Riddle
lose
with
a life for every aura you control. Because he plays
that was
it.
Really funny.
He rips your hand, right? And then he plays that, and the Florian goes, okay, pass, take 125 damage.
Yeah, it's a funny one. So, anyways, I don't know. I think we have an interesting metagame. I think we have our clear like top 3 pillars that you have to respect, and then we have a pretty healthy tier 2. Like Azalea, Dio, Slippy, Victor all have at least double-digit top 8 appearances.
I like the meta better before Gravy came out, but yes. I like the meta better than when Enigma was the spooky illusionist in the room. So Manifestations of Mirror Guy feels so much more unfair than anything Gravy does.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like all that in one card is just, with no real drawback either.
He's getting better by the week.
So Gravy? Yeah.
Anyways,
this is a deck that needs lots of refinement.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I think we're finally seeing the blue base. We're cutting out all the blue starters that didn't really like do something. We're seeing the blues do one of two things now. They either make more resources. Call to the Grave is off in the corner. It's a tutor. They make more resources, so there's some sort of card advantage, or they do damage. Is kind of what we're seeing, or they do both, like swells and tipples.
And Murderous Rebel.
Seems to be.
Murderous
Rebel, like. Yeah,
so blue tipples. That seems good.
Yeah, like your starters now are like blue tipple, swell, chart. What else am I missing? Tip the Barkeep, Call to the Grave.
I still play Give No Quarter or Leave No Quarter or whatever it's called, right?
Hamilton and Fang Cut It.
Yeah, that's not surprising. It's kind of all in. You're like you only have one way you play your turn efficiently when you play that card.
Yeah, I'd have to pull up a Gravy deck in front of me, but I'm missing 2 starters. But now they're all just like, they're productive things that like progress your board state or progress your game plan while also being your enabler.
The one thing I do like about Leave No Quarter is it's like one of the strongest like one card play out of Arsenal that Gravy has access to. But
yes.
Whatever. Because break gold, discard an ally, play leave no quarter, and then like play out like a limpet, swing it for 2, then play out like a chum or something.
I was missing a Vast Yi and Portside Exchange.
Oh yeah,
That was the two
Vast
starters
is
that I
crazy.
forgot
Yeah.
about. Yeah, those cards are nuts.
Portside Exchange is actually really good too. I mean, the fact that it has
they're both
again,
nuts.
crazy good cards.
Okay.
What who anybody like? Well, nobody's like in danger of LLing, but how do we look after that, and how much more do we have? I mean,
Basically, no change.
Yeah.
There's a large distribution to new heroes, and when new heroes win, now with the new rules set, they basically get no living legend points. Surprisingly, Gravy has 68 living legend points. He would be above 100 already if we had the previous living legend rule set.
Yeah. Azalea's going to make it to Singapore, which is wild.
Did not expect it, but she's not picking up any Nats wins. And I don't think there's really any line for her not to make it to Singapore, because it's really weird, because Singapore is in 15 days, 2 weeks, already in 2 weeks.
Yep.
We still have one more week of
That's
Nats
crazy.
left. This competitive schedule is like feels really compressed this season.
It is. It feels compressed because it is.
I think it's really exciting for Singapore though, like I said, because they've kind of locked in the ban list being nothing. We have a locked in meta for limited. We have a locked in meta for CC more or less already. I think this is going to be a really good really good Pro Tour. And also Singapore just seems sweet. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. I would have loved to have
We
gone.
could go. All right. We're ready to talk about Mr. Super Slam, the set.
Super
WWE.
Slam!
Yeah. So is it WWE or is it Shrek or is it the Shrek WWE game? Is that what this is?
It feels wrestly, doesn't it?
It
Like
is
the
definitely
cheering, the booing.
No, the revered reviled thing is like the classic wrestling hero and heel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a reference to American wrestling, which is gonna be pretty fun.
Also, KO, he still only has one weapon zone because he's underhanded.
That is correct. That is, but he cheats. So
I'm not sure how he cheats, but he does.
well, he's the underhanded cheat.
Okay.
Come on, LSS. You literally just did Gravy Bones. You did not have to do this.
This is kind of wild, though.
Ugh.
Okay.
There's a lot of Reinhardt players screaming, "Why not me?"
There are so many new concepts introduced into this set. Like,
Yes.
Way too many.
I think we got to go over here at Tuxbox first.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's
All right.
start with one of them.
Okay, first ever 5 intellect hero.
That's a bad one to start with. That's
Lyeth
crazy.
Goldmane, Vile Savant.
And it's a guardian too. It's
Reviled
criminal.
God. No, I think this is the worst of the 4 heroes so far, but that's just me. Reviled Guardian hero. The base attack and defense of cards you control are halved, rounded up. Instant, pay 2, tap. The crowd boos you. Defending action cards you control get +1 defense this turn. Whenever the crowd boos you, create a might token. I don't think this is good.
Okay, so if you just had a hand of cards and you don't activate the hero power, and assuming they're all normal, just block 3s, your hand blocks 10.
That's terrible. Unless
Right,
you need to
that's
block
not-
2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Then it's great.
Yeah, unless we're suddenly playing against like Syndra or something where they're trying to get their value on their Poison Blade turn or something. Like, this is...
Or Dash.io playing all 3 cog in the machines. You block with 4 cards and still have 1 card left to swing hammer. Let's go.
Yes. Okay. Yes. These are situations where you can do the thing. Having your base power or your base defensive cards halved is a massive deal. D-Reacts are terrible in this
D-Reacts
hero.
are
This
awful.
is the worst. This is the worst D-React deck you've ever seen, because it is worse to play D-Reacts in this deck than it is to play them in aggro decks. Like, it is better. I would rather play D-Reax and Kano than play D-Reax and Mr. Mini-Main right now.
Yellow Sync Blow is better than red Sync Below in this deck.
Yes.
Hey, that's versatility for pitch.
No,
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, that's
So
versatility.
So, like, that's not where I want to be. Because, like, you try to play... So, and this is where I was talking about, like, their card pool doesn't really, like, line
Dude, you
up.
can't even play
You look
Test
at the
Strength.
Guardian D-Reax. You can't play Test of Strength. You can't play Staunch Response, right? So, like, the one... Or, like, Unmovable. So, like, the Guardian D-Reax that we're all used to thinking about, you just can't play them. Now, what is really good with him is Prevention Effects. Because he gets the extra card. And with his hero power, like... You can turn online and then you have an Oasis.
Pretty good.
What if we're thinking about this wrong and this isn't a stand still and go long? This is a go fast. Like, what if he just beats the shit out of you?
Oh, you mean
So
go
here's the
fast
issue.
with your
Okay.
half attack cards?
So you're ready for that? Are you ready to rouse the ancients? Right? I pitch my one card. I play rouse the ancients. The cards in my hand are cards that I control, so they are halved power in my hand.
Yeah.
So I got to show you 2 pulverizes in my hand to even have a chance.
Zealous Belting? Unplayable.
You're not running that because the base power of that is 0 anyway.
No.
The base power of it is 0, but you can't reveal to it is the issue. Because Spinal Crush is 5 power in your hand.
We're gonna have to see more cards.
Yes, we are.
This
Like,
might be the sleeper though. I think you guys are selling this short.
I think, okay, the way that I'm going to put...
Did you do that on purpose?
Not
You're gonna
really.
sell him short. Oh, that's
So
pretty
yeah,
good because he's mini main.
He's so short.
But seriously.
Yeah, I love that you have to pitch a 10 cost in order to play Zealous Belting, right? No, greater. You have to pitch an 12 cost or 11
The
cost.
12 power, yeah. So you gotta pitch Pulverize to get that thing to go.
There's some big cards coming out.
So
Sure.
I think both of these Guardians are going to live and die with this set. Full stop. They are pretty anti-synergistic with the rest of the old card pool. Both of them, if the revered cards and the reviled cards and the Guardian cards that come out are good for them, they will be really, really good heroes.
I think the new KO
bad.
lives and dies with this set too.
Really?
Lord.
Let me read him again.
Well, he's one of he's class tagged or talent tagged. I guess these are talents.
Yes,
They're talents.
Okay, so
I mean,
we'll hop over to the new
maybe.
KO. KO underhanded cheat.
Let's do the reviled.
You start the game with 1 weapon zone. Instant, pay 4 pitch, tap, target attacks your card you control gets 6 base. Whenever the crowd boos you, create a vigor token. The reason being is that none of the heavy hitters support that does like all the token support. The only thing that gives you a vigor token is down but not out, because vigor tokens were for guardians and warriors. And if you're not using this hero ability, then you are just strictly playing like a worse Rhinar. Or
Yeah,
KO is just better in every way. KO is just so good. Like,
that's fair. I do think that if you are able, we don't know what causes boos yet.
yes,
Right. We have seen some cards that boo. And since we've talked about the 2 reviled heroes, we can talk about
the charms.
the other. No, I was going to talk about Mocking Blow.
Ooh, yeah,
It's just a reviled attack action. And it just is when this attacks a hero, if you have more health than them, the crowd boos you. Right? So you can just, by playing that card, you get booed. And because you were booed, you just get the Vigor token. So now you get to float a free resource to the next turn, and you get the mocking effect or the boo effect.
And if you have a vigor token from the previous turn, you could pitch a blue, put this up to a base of 6, then it gets +4, and it goes to 10 with a floating vigor token. Problem is
so
is that good?
Mocking Blow. We didn't finish reading. Did we?
Sorry.
Yeah, if you've been booed, it gets plus. If you've been booed, it gets +4, and it's a 1 power 0 cost. So if you've been booed, it's a 1 for 5 on its own. But you can use the KO ability if you have as Thomas was saying from the previous turn. It's just a random like +5, which is good.
Is it? It's only good because it's at instant speed. But if this doesn't have go again, it has no teeth.
I think this is good.
Does
Because you, like, if say we're doing the Mocking Blow example and we had a Vigor from the previous turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a 2-card 10. That's good. That's just good math.
It's very situational because you either have to get your boo from this or from another card, and the way you get the boo from here is by having the higher life total, and that means you're in a win more situation a lot of times.
For that one, yes. And I think if that's going to be a situation, like if that's going to be the theme where the reviled heroes all want to have higher health totals because they're beating up on the little man or whatever, that's going to be interesting and they may be pretty bad. The revered heroes, though, we'll see. Now, I'm very interested in the revered heroes in general.
Like the other revered attack that you didn't mention was bully tactics.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one that you could pitch
this
pretty
card
heavily
is
into.
insane.
Okay, 0 cost, attacks for 3. When this attacks a hero, you may pay up to 3, intimidate them that many times.
That card scares the crap out of me.
I'm glad this is not a brute attack action.
Yeah, it's specifically reviled, which is neat because
It would just make every barraging beatdown wild.
what's his face can play it? The Guardian. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Intimidate was
Well, it means it even has short king on the art. That's what. By the way, this is the art that like lets you know that he's short and he has like short man energy because it's literally called bully tactics. In the art, he's like very tiny.
Yes, his hammer is large. Like the head of the hammer is larger than his head, and it's not like a Jarl situation where like it's a massive hammer. It's like just a hammer.
He's standing on his lion to be at the normal height of a person. It's so good. Yeah. I love him.
It is. How does Mocking Blow work in terms of the +4 with the whole base reduction? Right? Is it the one gets halved rounded down? And then it still gets
no, rounded up. So 1 cut in half is 0.5. Rounded up is 1.
So
right.
So it's always going to be the 1.
Does it come in for 5 then?
Yeah.
Yes.
It only reduces the base.
Yes.
That's I was gonna say that's a 0-card 5. That's pretty dang good.
One thing I forgot about Lyeth is, man, is he bad at popping Phantasm.
Yeah, he is the worst Guardian ever into Phantasm. He can't pop. He doesn't have a single popper in his deck.
No.
You don't need a pop. He's going fast.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
He's gonna have low. Look at that card. Low base.
I can't wrap my head around him.
High upside. You need to boo yourself, get real soaked in that negative energy, and then slam your opponent. And while you're slamming your opponent, you're getting more negative energy, and you're slamming harder. I like it. It's gonna be an all-in deck.
KO, I can see the vision. I can see the vision with KO because Vigor tokens are crazy. There are a lot of crazy things you can do with Vigor settings.
God.
Also, instant speed setting something to 6 power can
it's good.
It's combat.
It can be. Yeah, like I don't know. Sometimes you're turning a blue into a 3, right? Like something like if you hit someone with this Mocking Blow and then you use the KO ability or bully tactics. Sorry, bully tactics. If you use bully tactics and then it's like suddenly you're hitting somebody now for 6 and you just intimidate their whole hand away. So like I don't know. But he has cards that he can lean back onto and still be good. Like Bare Fangs is still a good card. Swing Big is still a good card.
What's the Rabble? The one that makes you discard a card and they discard a card?
No. That's a... Wait, what?
On the one that's on hit.
What?
That if they... Man, what's it called? The one on
Rowdy
hit...
Locals?
Rowdy Locals. Is that it?
Yes, that's the one that he would want to play.
Okay, man, Rowdy Locals is pretty good in the new KO, right?
Yeah.
If this is defended by an action card and he activates, it goes to an 8 on hit. You discard a card, they discard a card. Big thumbs up.
It'd
there.
Be a 6.
Base of 6 gets +2. Goes to 8.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. It becomes an 8. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And it's a blue. This is like a definite 3 of in the new KO.
Yeah. So, are we ready to get revered?
It's time for the waifu and husbando.
We have, dude. I can't understand Tough Nut.
Okay, Well, let's talk about Tough Nut first.
I like him a lot.
Tough Nut Bumbling Hulkster. I love his concept and art, and yeah, now that you've said it, he's basically just Shrek. He's like Himbo Shrek. That's what I'm gonna call him. Okay, Himbo Shrek.
Donnie pointed out in the group chat that mustache style with like the teeth and I guess and all that is like Hulk. It looks like Hulk Hogan's handlebar mustaches, so he's supposed to be like Hulk Hogan, and that's pretty sick.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep,
because he was like one of the most iconic heroes in all of WWE.
So he is a 3 intellect hero, kind of. It says 3 on the page, but he gets his intellect back in a way. Instant tap, pitch the top card of your deck. If it's 6 or more, the crowd cheers you. Whenever the crowd cheers you, create a toughness token. At the moment, brutes have access to 1 blue 6, and it's still Wrecker Romp all the way back from Welcome to Wraith. That's it. Are we finally getting another blue 6 in the revered brute hero slot so Levia and no one else gets access to it? Probably.
We're probably getting quite a few blues.
There might be just a revered blue 6, like just because they want to just give the middle finger to Levia like they typically do. Everyone immediately sees this here and goes, oh, I could just block with my entire hand. If my entire deck is blue, I tap my hero and then swing Rock for 7. We talked about Rock earlier. If you don't know what Rock does, it costs 3, but you can only swing it if you have no cards in hand. We finally have the guy that makes Rock work basically every turn. And that's it. That's the only thing I understand about this hero is that it sounds like he's made to swing Rock.
So, yeah, I think... Oh, that's the other thing we didn't talk about with this set. This set has no weapons. Wait. There are no... Yes, that is confirmed.
Really?
That's in... Yeah. I put that in the chat yesterday.
Do you have, maybe you have to pick them up or equip them? Maybe there's things like...
No, if you read the blurb... Let me scroll back up into the chat. I got it somewhere here.
So we're really just body slamming each other?
Yeah. Pits Guardians and Bruce against each other in a sensational smackdown with no weapons, just fists and wits.
Yeah, you draw on the crowd's respect as a revered or embrace the reviled role and whip them into a frenzy with dirty tactics.
To be fair, we've only seen the adult hero powers. And they have been tweaking these hero powers occasionally between young and adult. So like in Rosetta, the Earth heroes only had to decompose 4 cards to come online instead of 8. So we could see some small tweak. Because, like, what's the point of the 1 weapon zone if...
I think that's just purely for...
Wait.
Yeah,
hold on. They are cheaters. Maybe they pick up the chair and start beating them with...
Maybe.
They can.
No.
That'd be funny.
And I think there's still going to be some weapons, but that you don't start. You have to generate them with cards or something. And maybe they only last for a turn. Maybe.
That'd be kind of neat.
So,
who knows? But anyways, let's get back to Mr. Tough Nut here. So we know that he's not doing... Yeah, we know that he's not doing rock stuff in limited. We know that his limited game plan is probably going to be like block with 2 cards, activate his hero power, hopefully hit a yellow or a blue, and then play the yellow out of his hand.
That sounds like terrible.
Yeah, I can't see the vision with this guy.
Unless toughness...
They don't know what toughness does. But look at that card. Crowd goes wild.
My guess is toughness is might for defense. You're the next attack action card you block with gives you +1 defense.
Yeah. I only getting to block with 3 cards. If you've ever had an IP3, you know how brutal it is. Or like an intellect penalty for like a tournament or whatever, and you only get to draw up to 3 for like 2 turns. Like if you've ever had one of those, it is brutal. It is one of the worst things that can happen to you.
Just play any hero who can't like effectively block with their whole hand, and then you'll feel that. Like Levia or
like play Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah, play Vincent, where it's like you can only really want to block with 3 cards a turn.
Yeah, you either block with 2 cards at most, or you have to block with 4. There's never an instance where you could block with 3 and feel good unless you're doing stack plan. So if you're just playing normal mid-range or aggro, if you ever block with 3 cards, then you screwed up because you probably should have just blocked with the 4th one.
But the revered actions are pretty cool. I will say that. Comeback Kid and Crowd Goes Wild are both really cool. Crowd Goes Wild is a 3 cost, 6 power, 3 block. It's a revered attack action. It says if you've been cheered this turn, this costs 3 less to play. So if you can like go card positive, like +3, the crowd cheers you as a non-attack action. Like suddenly, that's really, really good.
It's a 0 for 6.
Yeah, Crowd Goes Wild and Tough Nut's great. Like if you sit this card in Arsenal, like you just activate his hero power, it hits. It doesn't matter what color it is. You get to swing for 6, and you get your Toughness token. Another card that's like really good in Tough Nut is Back Alley Break Line. Seems pretty cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
You activate,
hit a blue back alley, that
and
sounds
you get an
sick.
action point.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
But
wow, that's actually really
that's so sick. That's so cool.
It's like like you can't run Iophidia and Rock at the same time, because if you ever get stuck with Iophidia in your hand, you just lose the game.
No, we're not doing that. That's fine. Comeback Kid, the other one that we've seen for the revered actions, and then we'll talk about their charms. It's a 3 for 7, block 3. When this attacks a hero, if you have less health than them, the crowd cheers you on. And if you've been cheered, this gets +1. So it's just a 2-card 8. And I think we all know by now that 2-card 8s are good.
No, this is quite a bit more than a 2-card 8. This is
because
at least a 2-card 9. And
well, depending on what toughness and whatever Pleiades thingy does.
I'm assuming most of the tokens, they try to like sit them at 1 point. So even though, agility can technically be more than 1 point and so on, like vigor can technically be more than 1 point, but they try to put the tokens at 1 point. So if we just assume toughness is going to convert into 1 point, Comeback Kid is a very consistent 2-card 9, because it is much easier to control life totals to be lower than your opponent than to be higher than your opponent.
Comeback Kid's pretty nuts. And at rare, and it blocks 3.
If the theme of the two hero, like the two talents, is higher life total versus lower life total, then the lower life total power is much better, like a lot better.
It's just it's a good agency exchange, right? So I mean, but like like
think about
the jockeying, right? It feels good, but you
think about every Wounded Bull, Scar for Scar, Finals Fighting Spirit you've ever played, right? Like we know how good these, if you're lower than your opponent in life effects, are, because even in 40 health heroes, like we're still playing Scar for Scar.
Yep.
Like we played it in Aurora, we played it in, well, I guess you can play it in Syndra. Right, we've played it in heroes that obviously start lower in life, but those effects are so good.
There have been points like playing into Dromai where if I'm very sure they have a Scar for a Scar because of their blocking pattern, I have passed.
Yep.
And then they go, oh, and then they pass back to me because they're not going to waste their Scar for a Scar, and they don't have any other starters.
Yep.
So. I'm pretty sure the revered, if you're thinking about like the American wrestling kind of thing, they're going to be like, they're the one getting beat up at the start, and they're going to be the comeback, right? Because if they're winning from the start to the end, it's just not an exciting story. So, and then the reviled, they're the heel. You're cheering for them to lose, but if they happen to win this week, you're definitely going to come back next week and watch the next episode so that you could watch their villain arc finally end, right?
Oh yeah, because that's how it used to be. I mean, I used to watch wrestling. That's kind of how it was. It's wrestling.
So we don't know what toughness is going to do yet. We don't know what confidence is going to do yet.
No, we haven't even mentioned Pleiades yet, like her actual hero.
Yeah, Pleiades nuts. Ah, got him. That's the best thing I've heard about Pleiades so far. Thank you so much, Andrew. That's so funny. I was dying. But Pleiades Superstar, the waifu of the set. Again, very weird if we don't have any way to make weapons, because she's got this really sick Valhalla guitar that like.
It's going to be in the armory deck.
That's true. We have been split an armory deck for her. Instant tap, remove a suspense counter from an aura you control. You may put a suspense counter on an aura of suspense you control. When the crowd cheers you, create a confidence token. Whatever the hell she...
A confidence token. Yeah.
What does she do?
Clue. I have no clue. So I think it's going to be like when, kind of like you were talking about with other items, like whenever it runs out of tokens, we do the thing. So it's like suspense 2 is kind of like Steam counter 2, maybe. I don't know. Like, I have no clue what a confidence token is. I have no idea what his hero power is. Outside of that, she is finally the Aura Guardian that everybody's been wanting. Which means if she is the Aura Guardian that everybody's been wanting, she is going to be linked in CC to how strong her weapon is. Because her actual attack action or like her damage in deck cards don't exist as much.
Yeah, because all she has to do is run like 12 to 15 auras, and already she's a fatigable mess.
Yes. Like, think about like Big Bop, right? Where it was like, oh, here's your aura, your next attack gets +5. Imagine if that only worked on attack actions and you couldn't put it on the weapon. Like, how terrible that would be. And because there weren't good weapons for Betsy to put it on, Big Bop was a bad card. So
I think I'm pretty excited. I also like that new Guardian like UPF set, between that and like the Super Slam and the Guardian Mastery Pack. I feel like this is their feel that they're going for like this section of time. They're going for this like big Flesh and Blood is a brawl.
And something I'm excited for is these are two classes that desperately needed an identity overhaul. Like, desperately.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like you look at Betsy, Bravo, and Victor. They're playing 45-ish of the same cards effectively, right? Some iterations of like blue 6s so they can have some poppers, Spinal Crush, their specialization E cards, Pummel, CNC, right? You look at all the brutes, it's Blood Rush Bellows +6s plus a thing or two.
Like, KO is literally the best a brute could possibly be with the identity they have. The only thing they could do to make KO better is give him his other hand back.
Yes.
Like,
and then look at these. Both of these reviled actions are cards that KO is actively interested in, and neither of them are a 6. So, like, I am very interested in this because if they are overhauling the Brute and Guardian identities a bit to like modernize the two, I'm all in. I like those two classes. Friend of the podcast, Randall, local. He basically says that is like heavy. The second MST came out, heavy hitters felt super dated.
Yep.
That all the classes just like felt not real.
Like, the only one that had like really any identity at all would be Victor. Like, Kasai just was just dual-wield warrior in general. Victor is the only one that felt like he was doing something different. And is this different actually like exciting? No, because Clash is not necessarily the most exciting thing.
Yeah, Clash is kind of a snowball mechanic.
Well, while they're modernizing it, right? Isn't it also kind of just from what we can tell so far, going to be contained to this set? And is, I mean, how much of the older cards do you really think that they're gonna use?
Let's put it this way.
This is a good way to create a new Guardian or Brute, right? But not necessarily, just like you said, not necessarily have them want to reach back into the bag of old and kind of really interact with the new stuff.
Let's put it this way, right? Like, the Guardian cards that they're going to print in this set are not going to be attack action focused, right? They can't be, because if they print attack action base cards, then Mini Main doesn't want to draft any of them, right? Because they all come in at half power. So they're just blocking cards for him, and then they're all 2 blocks, which is terrible, right? And then Pleiades is trying to do aura stuff. So then it's not like her thing to do as well either. You're going to have a couple of attack actions, of course, but like she literally needs just enough common Guardian auras, common and rare auras that she can just play to do the suspense counter stuff. And that may be
that's also how Lyeth gets around his bad base attack, right? He can run these like really crappy blues that have like a break point where they come in at 2 or something, and then he gets the buff from the auras.
Yes. Yeah. Because all of them talk about like their base, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like Towering Titan is not a bad card because it just gives plus power in this situation. You need to do like Towering Titan plus, but these are things that like we can infer from just like how the hero powers work.
Yo, Goliath can play fire breathing, right? He could pitch 4 cards into it, 5 cards into it. I knew I was gonna get that face as soon as I said it.
I saw a twinkle in your eye, and I didn't know what you were about to say to me. And I was like, "Oh boy, here we go." But yes, he can play fire breathing.
We were talking about Tough Nut can too. You can just flip a blue off the top and play fire breathing from your arsenal. Woo!
Yeah, let's go. We could have done that anyways.
I'm pretty excited to see, because I think even if all 4 of these heroes are awful, they're exciting design. I do see a downside though, because we've seen this very consistently, that ever since like Outsiders, existing heroes after that have not gotten the best support, just consistently over and over and over again.
Not right away, right? It takes time, but I mean, I think that's their approach, right? Because it happened right after Outsiders, where they brought out
the entire
Dust
set of
Till Dawn
Outsiders completely revamped Assassin, Ranger, and Ninja. Like completely, every Assassin, Ranger, and Ninja, like got something.
Okay, Rosetta's the counter argument, where Viserai as the remaining Runeblade and Vincent as remaining Runeblades got like huge upgrades. Vincent has other issues, but he no longer has Rune generation.
I guess
issues.
Runeblade got some stuff. Wizard didn't really get anything.
Wizard is its own different issue because there was only one wizard legal at the time, right?
Yeah.
And Kano got 18 cards that he just like windmill slams. Not because we like it, but because they're good.
Well, no, it's because they banned the cards that do the exact same thing.
Right, but in Living Legend, you basically play 15 tomes, and then you play Overflow the Aetherwell still.
Yeah, in Living Legend, you play the tomes, and in in CC, you play the floodgates.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosetta was okay, but Hunted didn't really revamp Old Warrior at all. It didn't revamp Old Assassin at all.
No, because
the Dagger archetype came up. Like you have Dagger Azuri builds that showed up for a little bit.
Yeah, they're bad.
They gotta balance and bring out sets that are playable and heroes that are playable with the set that are coming out, right? Like this is that shit. This has started to happen since Heavy Hitters, I think Bright Lights, I think was the first one.
Maybe I'm just a little bit sour. I'm a little bit sour just with Pisces. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Mechanologist got almost nothing. And then Ranger got almost nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
because
I'm with you there.
It's in that set. These are set-centric heroes, right? MST, set-centric.
It didn't have to be.
I know it doesn't have to be, but what I'm saying is that's their design that they're following. Like every set, Heavy Hitters. Well, Heavy Hitters is a little more broad, but MST, Bright Lights, in a sense, like now they're reviled. I promise you, about 80% of the card pool is going to be reviled, revered, and not touch solo wording because they don't necessarily want to add too much to the older pool. They'll still be nods. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying this is the trend.
The older pool. Send those heroes home. They don't need to sit it on the Living Legend board forever.
There better be a damn challenger approaches warrior secret hero that hasn't been revealed, or I'll scream.
31 expansion slots. 31 expansion slots. 31 expansion slots.
You're gonna get one warrior card that it's
31 expansion slots.
Block.
31 expansion slots. It's 31 expansion slots.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of 1 to 2 card changes for a lot of decks probably because expansion slots do have pretty heavy impacts.
And think about Unsheathed. Everbloom was really good. Burn Bear was crazy. Claw and Zerakai.
I'm just thinking crazy. I'm just thinking the ninja card, the warrior card.
The warrior card gets
every
good
single
now. The escalate bloodshed. They're about to beat each other up. This is perfect. What if this is the set? It's 4.
Wait, hold it. Does that thing Riddle
like-
with Regret does tokens, right?
Riddle with Regret is auras.
Auras.
It's actually really crazy against
Is
the
Might
new-
Token an aura?
Yes.
They're all auras.
Oh, dude, that might actually see play this set because
Riddle with
both
Regret's
mini
not
main,
instant,
both of
is
the reviled, both of the mini main hero or both of the reviled heroes make like a crap ton of Might tokens.
Riddle with Regret is an action. Yes. It does have go again. But like they can't like play Cast Bones and then you play Riddle with Regret and try to zap them. You'd have to play Riddle with Regret and then go, oh, now I really don't want to play this Cast Bones.
Oh, when this is triggered. Oh, that's cringe. Okay, let's see. Undercover Acquisition is seeing play. Bam Bam. Surface Shaking, we're going to ignore Pre-Shake. And Escalate Bloodshed is terrible. Deny Redemption is bad. Burn Bear is great. Riddle is funny. Claw is good. Everbloom is good. Cosmos is cracked. Secum is insane. And Compliance is good.
Secum's okay. I don't think that card has been deemed insane, right? It's deck building tension and it's neat and it's something that she needed.
It made the deck and made it better. So
Yeah, it does straight up just make
it
the
made
deck better. So I agree.
it made a good deck better. So
We got
yeah.
we got two more cards, 4 more if you want to count the Iris.
oh yeah, the Iris stuff came out since we
Man,
last talked.
I just want to ignore those cards exist. Actually, we could spend a whole topic covering Iris.
Yeah, I think next week we'll talk about the Iris
Yeah, we
stuff.
can talk
whenever
about
we
Iris
actually get
stuff
to
next
see Armory
week.
deck.
There's still one reviled and revered though. The bask in your own greatness and dig in.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're the other promos.
It
seems to be-
somewhere.
Bask in Your Own Greatness is a 0 cost 4 power, block 2. Whenever this attacks, you may pay up to 3 resources, create that many Might tokens.
Oh, I love that card. That card is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is where I got the reviled heroes might be making a ton of Might tokens because Mini Main literally needs to have like 1 power attacks in his deck. He's got to get his damage from somewhere. It's going to be Might tokens.
Dig in seems
And
bad.
then dig in.
Gonna be a Vibe
Yeah,
Pod.
dig in so expensive.
It's a 3 for 7, which is fine. I don't understand pitching your 3 block to block 3.
It might be like because revered heroes might be the thing where like their power, like their level up whenever they are lower health than you is so strong that like it becomes a strategy of like I don't want to go in lower health than you right now. So like people pass, and this might be like a hand extension method for them, but I don't know.
When we're talking about the one where you defend and you could pay to like get toughness tokens.
Oh, it's when it defends, not when it attacks.
No.
Oh, this is terrible.
Oh, this would be great if it said when this attacks.
We don't know what toughness tokens do.
True, we don't.
I can
Toughness tokens
assume they give you 1
retroactively-
point of defensive value per toughness token.
But retroactively, because what if that,
Okay, actually, no, I will say this. If toughness tokens last until you block, they're very good.
What if it's like? Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
Because like
we'll find out if it's like embodiment of Earth for attack actions, or we'll find out if it's like some other defensive mechanism.
Please God, don't be embodiment of Earth. Don't need any.
No,
we don't
but
need
for
that.
attack actions.
Yeah, we don't need it across the entire turn. You think? Oh my
don't know.
God, no! Please don't wish that on anybody. We don't need embodiment of Earth for attack actions. Don't wish that on anybody. That because that actually makes Tough Nut kind of wild, right? Because he can now block 12
Sure.
and then swing for 7. That's 19 points.
Super fast. We're gonna go through their charms.
Okay.
They're all instants, and then we're gonna get out of here on this. They're all instants. We'll do the Numbskull charm first. It says choose any number of them. You can destroy a confidence or might token. The crowd cheers you, and pitch the top card of your deck. If it's a 6 or more creative vigor token, sure. That seems okay. Thespian Charm. This is Pleiades' one. It's a revered guardian instant. Choose any number, destroy a might or vigor token. The crowd cheers you. Return an aura permanent you control to its owner's hand. That seems pack one, pick oneable already in limited. That is insane.
So this could like generate a vigor token. It could crack the vigor token for a resource and then bounce a blue to your hand for 4 resources for a yellow, and plus you get to do the crowd cheers you.
Yes.
Wow.
Or you can just take away a vigor token from your opponent.
Yep, that too.
Yes. Like that's really, really good. Liar's Charm. Choose any number. Steal a toughness or vigor token. So they have a toughness. You can just yoink it real quick, and now you can block better, which is bonkers. Crowd boos you. We don't know what that does yet. Target hero loses and can't gain abilities this action phase unless they discard a card.
This is going to be so obnoxious. So he could target himself, right?
Yes. This is the one situation. So he attacks you for CNC for 3. He Tunic pummels it, and he puts Liar's Charm on it. And now suddenly it's a CNC for 6.
Oh my god, that's underhanded as hell.
It's
Dude, I like this hero more and more.
yes.
This goes on. This is
Lieth
amazing.
the liar. Yeah, he lieth. And he has a lion. Yeah, they're really in on him. Lieth has a lion and he's a liar.
All right. And then we got the Cheater's Charm. It's a reviled brute instant. You get to steal a confidence or toughness token. So notice the brutes both do confidence. The guardians both do vigor. The reviled both steal toughness. And the revered both do might. So it's a square shape. What the fuck? Sorry. The crowd boos you is the second one that you can pick. And if you control an attack with 6 or more power, deal 2 damage to target hero unless they discard a card.
This one seems the strongest.
Yeah, that's like base good already.
But like it's a proactive reckless swing, kind of.
Yeah, that was good. That card's good.
Yeah, I think this one's the strongest. It's sad that it doesn't steal the vigor token because that would like smooth out his curve that he really wants, but that's probably why he can't do it. Also, to fit the square too, but
yeah. So, I don't know. We're going to find a lot more about these guys in a long time from now because this set doesn't come out till September, but we did it.
This might be the only thing you hear about it until Pro Tour. So 2 weeks away.
There'll be lots of
we might get like
at Pro Tour, though.
No, I think we'll get like a couple things in the keynote.
Yeah, we'll get
right?
a couple. We'll get a little.
We're gonna get another trailer with like 6 cards, and that's all we're gonna get until spoiler season.
Yep.
And they always hide some stuff like locally. There's gonna be like a shop that has like a card or something like that. They like to keep your eyes peeled.
So,
all right. Well, this episode went a little long, but I think
there's a lot to cover.
Whenever a new set gets spoiled, it's kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah.
It's a fun set. Definitely gonna be top tier limited, and we can talk a little bit more as that fleshes out. But I think this is gonna be some pretty fun limited.
We'll see. No weapons is interesting choice, but they've never done it before, so
there'll be underhanded tactics. Just wait. All right, Thomas, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at What the System Fab on Twitter or What the System on Discord.
Justin.
J_EVS5 on Twitter and Jesso5 everywhere else.
And I'm at Big Max Fab on Twitter, at Big Max on Blue Sky, and opening up those packs every day, which we're still running through high season. So if there's nothing else, I will.
Get anything good?
Take
yet?
No. I'm honestly the last box I opened, I just had to give them a gold pack because sometimes I miss an upload. If I miss an upload, I try to give them a gold pack as fun. I'm running out of gold packs.
Oh, good luck.
But I haven't touched. I haven't touched another box. That's been a minute. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed catching up with us this week, and if you did, subscribe or follow depending on where you found us to catch us again next time. Until then, take care of yourselves, and remember, we are all siblings in cardboard. I don't have anything super duper creative. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. You just got to read your cards. They explain the cards. I'll come up with something a little crafty.
You need to read your hero card and see how much intellect you have and make sure you draw the right number of cards.
Oh, that's going to be big this time. Better draw the right amount. Draw the amount of cards.
We did it.